June 2026 is stacked for PS5 players. Here are 25 games you should be playing right now, from brand new releases to recent hits you cannot afford to miss. Starting off at number 1 is Gothic 1 Remake, and this one has been a long time coming for RPG fans. Alchemia Interactive and THQ Nordic have rebuilt the 2001 classic from the ground up, keeping the iconic colony setting and its lawless open-world freedom while modernizing everything else. Combat is overhauled, the quest lines are expanded, NPC routines are richer, and new traversal abilities make exploration feel genuinely fresh. If you have any love for classic RPGs, this remake absolutely delivers. Number 2 is the 7th Guest Remake, and if you want something completely different from the rest of this list, this is it. The 1993 puzzle horror classic has been fully rebuilt with modern visuals and redesigned puzzles that stay true to the original's creepy atmosphere without feeling dated. You explore a haunted mansion, solve increasingly unsettling challenges, and piece together a dark and twisted mystery. It is a surprisingly polished release and a strong pick for horror fans in June 2026. Sitting at number 3 is Solarpunk, which has quickly become one of the most talked about indie releases of the month. Developed by Cyberwave, this co-op survival builder drops you onto floating sky islands in an optimistic, sun-soaked future where you build clean energy systems and explore via customizable airships with up to 4 players. It has that perfect blend of chill crafting and addictive progression that keeps pulling you back for just one more session. Number 4 goes to NBA The Run, and this one is a genuinely fun surprise. Rather than a full simulation, it goes all in on 3-on-3 street basketball, with fast online matches, ankle-breaking moves, and commentary by DJ Bobito Garcia. If you want competitive multiplayer fun without committing to a full season mode, this game nails the pick-up-and-play energy perfectly. It supports rollback netcode too, so online matches feel tight and responsive throughout. Coming in at number 5 is Unrailed 2, Back on Track, and chaotic co-op simply does not get much better than this. You and your friends build railway tracks across procedurally generated environments in real time, while your train barrels forward without waiting for anyone. There is also a competitive versus mode where the opposing team actively tries to derail your progress. It just left early access and finally landed on PS5, and the reception has been overwhelmingly positive across the board. Number 6 is Denshattack, easily one of the most creative indie games to hit PS5 in a while. Developed by undercoders, it drops you into a colorful Japanese dystopia where you pilot a train skateboard through chaotic levels, flipping, grinding, and tricking your way through obstacles to overthrow a corrupt megacorporation. It blends skateboarding mechanics with high-speed rail transit in a way that genuinely feels unlike anything else available right now, and the visual style is absolutely bursting with personality. At number 7 is The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, and this is arguably the most ambitious new PS5 game of June 2026. Square Enix and Claytek Works built this as the first HD 2D game featuring real-time action combat, instead of the turn-based system that defines Octopath Traveler. The story spans 1,000 years across 5 distinct eras. The world design is gorgeous, and a free demo with save data carryover is available on the PS Store right now if you want to try before you buy. Number 8 is Dave the Diver, In the Jungle, and if you loved the original, this expansion keeps everything that made it brilliant. You trade the ocean for a dense tropical jungle environment, with new biomes, creatures, and cooking ingredients to discover. The same charming loop of daytime exploration and nighttime restaurant management returns, with new mechanics layered in. It is more Dave the Diver in the best possible way, and at a price point that makes it easy to recommend without hesitation. Coming in at number 9 is Hell Let Loose Vietnam, and this is the tactical shooter fans have been waiting years for. Developed by Expression Games and published by Team 17, it puts 50 versus 50 players into the Vietnam War with all the weight and intensity that the setting demands. This is not a run-and-gun experience. Coordination, communication, and patience are everything here. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the environments look stunning, and the scale of each battle makes every successful push feel genuinely earned. Number 10 is R-Type Tactics 1 and 2 Cosmos, and this is a must-have for strategy fans who have been sleeping on this series. Both titles in the collection have been rebuilt with modern visuals and quality of life improvements, while keeping the deep, methodical turn-based space combat that made the originals legendary. The tactical depth here is serious, and having both games in one package on PS5 makes this one of the best value releases of the entire month without question. At number 11 is #Drive Rally, a stylish arcade rally racer that stands out from the competition with its bold visual identity and accessible but rewarding handling model. Rather than chasing simulation, it leans hard into the fun of sliding around corners and nailing stages, which makes it a great entry point for casual racing fans while still offering enough depth to keep competitive players engaged. If you have been looking for a breezy but satisfying racing game this month, this fits perfectly. Number 12 is EA Sports UFC 6, and this is comfortably the biggest sports title of June 2026 on PS5. EA has introduced a new flow state system that makes each fighter feel distinctly authentic to their real-world style. Cover stars Alex Pereira and Max Holloway lead an updated roster, and the improved real-time contact system makes every punch, kick, and grapple feel more grounded than the previous entry. It is available exclusively on current-gen hardware and launches on June 19th. Sitting at number 13 is Frostpunk 2: Breach of Trust, the second major expansion for one of the best strategy games of recent years. Rather than returning to the frozen tundra, this expansion shifts the crisis to a volcanic setting in the city of New Edinburgh. 5 new factions, 2 scenario maps, new buildings, and a fresh colony management layer all add up to a substantial content package that dramatically changes how you approach the game's already demanding survival systems. Number 14 is Dead or Alive 6: Last Round, finally arriving on PS5 on June 25th. Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo have brought this beloved fighter to current-gen hardware with all previously released content included, and the fast and fluid combat holds up extremely well. Whether you are a longtime fan of the series or someone jumping in for the first time, this is a technically sharp and visually impressive fighting game that earns its place on any PS5 hard drive this month. At number 15 is Age of Wonders 4: Secrets of the Archmages, and this expansion continues to be one of the finest 4X strategy experiences available on PS5. The new content expands the already deep faction-building systems and introduces fresh narrative arcs that give longtime players plenty of new goals to chase. If you have not touched Age of Wonders 4 yet, this expansion is a great reason to finally dive in. And if you are already a fan, this is an easy recommendation. Coming in at number 17 is BrokenLore Follow, the psychological horror prequel that kicks off June on a dark and unsettling note. Developed by Serafini Productions, this first-person narrative horror game follows Anne through a twisted version of her childhood home as she confronts deeply personal fears and inner demons. The atmosphere is genuinely creepy, and the storytelling is confident, though the shorter runtime means it lands better for players already familiar with the BrokenLore series. Number 18 is Monopoly Star Wars Heroes vs. Villains, and this one is exactly what it sounds like, but executed with more care than you might expect. The classic board game formula gets a full Star Wars skin, with iconic heroes and villains, familiar locations from across the saga, and property mechanics rethemed around the galaxy far, far away. It is polished, accessible, and a solid pick for group sessions, or anyone who just wants something lighthearted and fun to enjoy this month. At number 19 is 007 First Light, and if you only play one recent PS5 release before diving into June's new lineup, make it this one. IO Interactive has delivered a genuinely impressive James Bond origin story that sits comfortably alongside their Hitman work in terms of quality. The campaign runs 10 to 15 hours of globe-trotting spy action with strong writing, excellent set pieces, and full DualSense support that makes the PS5 version the definitive way to experience it. Number 20 is Saros, Housemarque's stunning PS5 exclusive that released at the end of April and has already established itself as one of the best games of 2026. It takes everything that made Returnal brilliant and refines it significantly, dropping you into the hostile alien world of Carcosa with a roguelike loop that is both punishing and deeply satisfying. It currently holds a 92 on OpenCritic, making it the highest-rated PS5 exclusive of the year so far. This one is absolutely essential. Coming in at number 21 is Pragmata, and this one has been worth every year of the wait. Capcom's sci-fi action-adventure finally launched in late April to strong reviews, delivering a visually striking and narratively layered experience unlike anything else in their catalog. The gameplay blends traversal, combat, and puzzle solving in a moon setting that constantly finds new ways to surprise you. It is the kind of game that reminds you why you bought a PS5 in the first place. Number 22 is Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection, which arrived in March and remains one of the most enjoyable RPGs available on PS5 right now. Rather than the hunting loop of the mainline series, this entry focuses on turn-based combat and the bond between riders and their monsties. The story is engaging, the monster roster is fantastic, and the strategic depth of the battle system grows impressively the further you progress into what is a genuinely substantial adventure. At number 23 is Resident Evil Requiem, which launched in February and has not left rotation for good reason. Following both Leon S. Kennedy and newcomer Grace Ashcroft, this entry brings back the tension and atmosphere that define the best games in the series. The dual protagonist structure gives the story real momentum, the production values are exceptional, and the horror feels genuinely threatening throughout. It is one of the best reviewed games of 2026 and an easy recommendation for any PS5 owner. Number 24 is Nioh 3, and Team Ninja have absolutely outdone themselves with this entry. The shift to a more open field design adds genuine discovery and exploration to the punishing Souls-like combat the series is known for. Quality of life improvements make the experience more approachable without softening the challenge, and the overall level of craft on display here is remarkable. It earned an 86 on Metacritic and is widely considered the best game in the Nioh series to date. Closing out the list at number 25 is Cairn, a quiet and deeply thoughtful PS5 exclusive from the game makers that deserves far more attention than it has received. This is a climbing game at its core, but the way it handles weight, grip, and the psychology of risk-taking makes it something genuinely special. The mountain you are climbing becomes a character in its own right, and the atmosphere is unlike anything else on the platform. It launched in January with an 85 on Metacritic and remains one of 2026's most underrated gems.